All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. Start off with the paint scheme preview. The link is up there at the top there if you would like to follow along. Starting off with Ross Chastain in the Bush Light Peach car. So there you go, riding along with Ross today. Always a good looking scheme, the Bush Light Peach scheme. Any Bush scheme, always good looking. Number 2, Menards car. Seen that one before, but always a good looking car. Looks like Richmond. What do they make? Like water heaters or something? Anyway, Richmond, whatever. They're on the hood today. Boot Barn on the side of the car for Austin Dillon. Got the red, white, and black going on the 3 car today. Overstock going to be on the number 4 of Josh Berry. HendrickCars.com. Number 5 of Kyle Larson. All of those we've seen before after Austin Dillon. Then we've got Next Lizard on the side of Brad Keselowski's car. Sort of a fuchsia, a pink, a purple, and a yellow. Digging deep into the word bank there for fuchsia on the number 6 car. Parity in Paris. Excuse me, on the side of Corey LaJoie's number 7 here today. Interesting scheme. Several shades of blue, a few shades of teal and maybe green in there. And yellow is going to be the number on the 7. The zone, number 8 of Kyle Busch, Get Go. Also on the side of the car there for him. Familiar scheme that we've seen before already. And then on another familiar scheme we've seen before, Blue Napa this week for Chase Elliott. Another overstock car. This one's going to be on Noah. So Noah and Josh Berry on the overstock machine. And like I was telling everybody, I can't remember when we were talking about this, one of the live streams, but the Mavis tire car is going to be mostly black this week with their off green, super close to teal, in between a Kelly green and a teal for the number 11 of Denny Hamlin. This is by far my favorite Mavis tire scheme so far. I like the all black car. Looks good. Number 12, Wabash for Ryan Blaney there. Mostly blue car with a little bit of yellow trim, a navy blue fading into a lighter blue. The number 14, High Points of Chase Briscoe. Good looking scheme. 15, Jacobs on the side of the 15 for Kaz Grala. 15 on the side of the 15. Cool, number 16 for old AJ Allmendinger there. So the Dinger is in this race in the 16. Build Submarines, number 17 of Chris Buescher. We've seen that one before. The 19 Interstate Batteries car. They got the electrified Interstate Batteries car. We've seen similar ones before for Martin Truex Jr. Ream going to be on the side of the number 20 for Christopher Bell. We've seen that one before. Dex Imaging going to be on the side of the 21. So a little bit different look than the normal Wood Brothers look, but we've seen this Dex look before. 22 Shell Pennzoil. We know what we're getting there. Always a good looking car. Lidos on the side of the 23 for Bubba Wallace. Raptor Heat with the flame scheme on the 24 for William Byron. A lot of people love that scheme. I know the fire scheme was pretty popular when it first came out. Bobby Bank being on the side of the 31 for Daniel Hemrick. Not a surprise. We've seen that one before too. 34 Gunk for Michael McDowell. This is a new scheme to me. I can't remember seeing it before. Good looking scheme. Got those Mets colors there, the blue and the orange. With Loves on the quarter panel there. 38 of C.H. Reed on Todd Gilliland's car, navy blue with a in between orange and yellow 38. More orange, looks more orange to me on that 38. And then the 41 Haas tooling machine. We've seen that one before for Ryan Preece. 45 money line, mostly teal, a little splash of black at the back. I like the solid teal there on the money line for Tyler Reddick. And Sipping Cream, Sugarland's Sipping Cream. So Sugarland's on the side of the 47. Does that mean something? Is Dale Jr. buying into the 47 car? They're sponsored by Sugarland's. Let the rampant speculation begin. 48, Best Friends. Alex Bowman doing the pet scheme there for Ally. So that's always a good deal. 51, Walmart on the side of Justin Haley today. Can he make another miracle happen for Rick Ware Racing? The 54, your pole sitter, Ty Gibbs, with the typical Monster Energy scheme. 71, Focused Health. We've seen that one there for Zane Smith. 77, Delaware Life. We've seen that one for Hocevar. And 99, Worldwide Express, going to be in that Orlando Magic Blue for Daniel Suarez today. And those are your paint schemes. Let's look at the starting lineup. Ty Gibbs gets the pole. William Byron second. Martin Truex Jr. is third. Denny Hamlin fourth. Josh Berry fifth. Alex Bowman sixth. Tyler Reddick seventh. Ryan Blaney rolling off there in 8th. Zane Smith with a nice qualifying effort there in 9th place. Joey Logano 10th. Chase Elliott 11th. Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, and Carson Hocevar round out your top 15. So two Spire cars in the top 15. Good work there from Spire. Then the rest of the field from 16th to 20th is going to be Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, and Austin Cindric. 21 through 25 is going to be Michael McDowell, Harrison Burton, Eric Jones, Kyle Busch, and Noah Gragson. 26, let's just run here to the end here. 26 to the end is going to be AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Hemrick, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Corey LaJoie, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., John Hunter Nemechek, Todd Gilliland, Justin Haley, Cody Ware, Ryan Preece, and number 44, JJ Yaley, starting shotgun on the field. He'll be your longest shot. Who's going to finish last? With the history of that 44 car, I'm going to say the 44 car probably going to be the pick to finish last. But let's look at the numbers and see who's going to have the best odds of finishing sixth. Best average finish, your top 10 here are going to be Tyler Reddick at 6.0, Kyle Larson at 9.0, Bubba Wallace at 9.5, even though he's starting deep in the field today, does have a good average finish here. Martin Truex Jr. at 9.8, William Byron at 10.3. This is since February of 2021, by the way, the last 4 races. William Byron at 10.3, Ty Gibbs 10.5, Brad Keselowski 10.8, Kevin Harvick 10.8. Good, bodes well for Josh Perry, even though Harvick's not in the race. Alex Bowman 10.8. And Chase Elliott, your 10th place average finish is going to be 12.5. Let's take a look at your previous winners. And Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and Alex Bowman. The Chase Elliott win, of course, was when Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin got thrown out for that extra tape on the hood. So if you look at that, and Kyle Busch's win, I want to say definitely was in a Toyota. So it's definitely a Toyota strong track from what we can see. Let's take a look at who's had the most top fives. A lot of guys tied for 2. Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, and Denny Hamlin. Let's go to laps led because that is pretty indicative. Kyle Busch with 123 laps led. Definitely a Kyle Busch track. Kyle Busch by the numbers, but he said in interviews that he's not happy with his car or it didn't feel as good as he wanted it to. William Byron at 95 laps led is a close second. Kyle Larson, 57 laps led, third. 42 for Denny Hamlin, 41 for Martin Truex Jr., 39 for Joey Logano, and 34 for Alex Bowman, 31 for Brad Keselowski. Ross Chastain sits at 26. Everybody else is in the teens. So those are your laps led. And let's go to the power rankings here from driveraverages.com. And Denny Hamlin leads the way with your power rankings. And I would say by the numbers, without a doubt, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin are going to have to be your favorites. Put William Byron in that mix too, as well as Kyle Larson. They're the only ones in the hundreds on the driver averages power rankings. So those would be probably your favorite 4 to pick from. But that's not who I'm going to pick. So by the numbers, Denny Hamlin would be the guy you pick. Kyle Busch would be a very close second. So flip a coin on those. And then William Byron and Kyle Larson. I'm going to go with Tyler Reddick. This is the race for me that I think Tyler Reddick punches it and gets, not Tyler Reddick, I'm sorry, Tyler Gibbs. His real name's Tyler, and I was trying to make a joke there, and I said the wrong name. Tyler Gibbs is going to get his first win today. So I'm going with Ty Gibbs to get his first win. Do have a poll question up. Which manufacturer do you think will win? I think Toyota is going to be the manufacturer that wins today. Toyota and Ty Gibbs is who I'm picking for the win today. But the poll question is up for the manufacturer. Chevy, Ford, and Toyota are the options. 48% right now saying Chevy, 41% saying Toyota, 11% for Ford, 27 votes in. Get those votes in now if you'd like to. And let's jump into the comments and see what you guys want to talk about. Wraps have changed the game as far as graphics goes, says Brickyard Brickhead. 100%. 100%. BB IndyCar, and then Caitlin Clark / Pocono. Says Mark Barnum, much appreciated, my friend. Happy race day, everybody. Who would have thought Ty Gibbs win? First win comes in the mountains of Pocono, says Cody. All right, so Cody's on board. I'm with you, my man. I think Ty Gibbs gets this win here today. Steve Easy saying good afternoon, y'all. What's up, Steve Easy? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Hit the thumbs up button, says Mark Barnum. It would be much appreciated, but don't feel pressured into doing it. Ford, no love in the poll, says Galactopus. Yeah, Ford it's not historically their greatest track, although they do have some good drivers in this field that could get it done. Galactopus says he's disappointed. SVG Saucy Nuggets car available for pre-order. All right, the Saucy Nugs car. So if you want to get that Saucy Nugs car, you can get it for pre-order right now. Appreciate you there, Lanes. Oh hell yeah! Two finger salute says Gloctopus to lanes there. Gloctopus, yes, yes, yes. Says in between lanes, home track for Martin Truex Jr. It is a home track for Mayetta, New Jersey's Martin Truex Jr. here today. Looking forward to seeing how Custer can do back in the Cup Series. This Xfinity run has done wonders for him and his confidence, and that's a good point. And just to go to there's several episodes I need to make, by the way, but yeah. Denny Hamlin was being interviewed by Kenny Wallace, and he said he feels like it's a lot better to go down to the Xfinity or Truck Series and get wins than to ride around basically from 20th on back in the Cup Series as far as experience goes. And I think he makes a good point with that. And you're seeing it with Cole Custer. Like people would constantly be talking about how terrible Cole Custer is, even though he put up the literal exact same numbers as Chase Briscoe. And I do mean literally exact same numbers as Chase Briscoe, but yet everybody was like, Chase Briscoe's he's the hottest free agent in the offseason. Whereas Cole Custer was never looked at that same way, but he goes back down to the Xfinity Series and he's reeling off these wins here. Got the championship last year. Now Cole Custer is a hot commodity again as far as that goes, and so I do think Denny Hamlin has a very good point as far as that goes. Apparently, the first Xfinity win for Ford says in between the lanes. Also, join our Discord. Everyone is welcome, says Gloctopus. Yep, so there is the link for the Discord right there. Not 100% sure on the first Xfinity win. I don't super keep up with Xfinity Series, but apparently, the first Xfinity Series win for Ford. Allegedly, let's see, 2021 Pocono doubleheader, Bowman and Bush winners. Says in between the lanes. That's right. It was the doubleheader race. I forgot all about the doubleheader race. 1,400 horsepower. Next gen saying Trump is awesome. I'm not going to say too much about that other than it's super sad that we've gotten to this point in American politics where what went on yesterday happened. So hopefully, well, at least one person from that deal is not okay, and that's unfortunate. So yeah, but just a bad day for sure, 100%. I'm picking the Melon Man to win today, says Jamie Schweitzer. Ross Chastain does have pretty good numbers here for sure. Kyle Busch was flying like an eagle in the M&M's Minis Toyota Camry XSC, I believe, and had to save just enough fuel like in Texas 2020. So there you go. It was a little bit of a of a fuel mileage race there for sure. Howdy from the Great White North. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? Oh, it's a hot up north. So you're getting a little bit of a heat wave up there in Canada. I think the bumps on the tunnel turn will play havoc today. First time winner. But who? Not Ty, says Robin Mark. So he's going with a first time winner, but he's saying it won't be Ty Gibbs. I'm going Bush, Truex Jr. and Hamlin as well for the win. Says in between the lanes. Jeremy Heath, what's up, my friend? Hope you're doing good today. Hey BB for Daytona Beach, hoping Chase Elliott gets the W today. What's up, man? What's up, Glen Park, and what's up, Daytona Beach? Got super dehydrated yesterday, and now my throat is trying to close up. Didn't matter how much water or whatever I drank yesterday. Whew, boy, it was hot out there at Sobo. And that's all we're going to say about Sobo, too, because yesterday was just a bad day for a lot of stuff. Hamlin has the most wins at the Tricky Triangle, says in between the lanes, for sure. Yeah, he's what has he got on? They got rocks out there, and I forget exactly how many wins Denny Hamlin has at Pocono. I can't call it off the top of my head, so no need to try to. Let's see here. I'm pretty ashamed of yesterday for more than a few reasons, but glad to be alive, says B. Yeah, for sure. Not a great day in American history. That is a fact. But we can only get better from here. So hopefully going forward, no more nonsense. We try to avoid politics in the chat as to keep the YouTube overlords happy. Yeah, that's a big part of it. 100%. Join Discord for all sorts of discussions. Says Glockpuss. Yeah, the Discord's a little more free speech. I guess we could say freer speech. Very happy for Cole Custer. Better to be a big fish in a small pond, says Bruce Garvey. Yeah, for sure. And when he comes back to the Cup Series, I think he'll be in a better situation. He'll be in a team that's pretty much focused on him because it'll be a single car team. So I think that'll probably be a better situation for him as well. 7 wins, says in between lanes. So 7 wins for Denny Hamlin there. I was going to say 6, so I was one off. I was one off on the Denny Hamlin wins. And technically, depending on tape gate, that little extra piece of tape, technically depending on tape gates, some people would put him at 8, I would say. I got Byron, Keselowski, Gibbs, Josephus, Gregson, Barry with the garage pick today. That's not necessarily a bad lineup. Keselowski has good numbers there. Gibbs in his 2 races, I think he's got an average finish of 10th. I can't remember Carson Hocevar. Did he race this race last year? I can't remember. So he doesn't have any numbers here, but he did qualify well. And typically qualifying well here is a big deal. Noah Gregson, he's up there pretty good in qualifying as well. And so is Josh Berry. So yeah, I like all those picks. Those look like pretty good, solid picks. First, last, going Berry for the win. Josh Berry, this could be a track. Traditionally, I would say this isn't a great track for rookies, but for whatever reason, Josh Berry seems to get around this place pretty good. So it might be that situation. I'm going to still stick with Ty Gibbs, but for sure, never sleep on Josh Berry. Big rumor has Haas F1 goes to Toyota. Do you think if that happens, Haas NASCAR goes to Toyota also? That's a good question. As far as I know, they are staying with Ford. I want to say Bob Pockris pretty much confirmed that they'll be Ford next year, but I will have to go recheck my notes on that. I remember somebody saying that they're sticking with Ford, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know anything about F1 rumors and stuff like that, so a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but you never know. I don't know that would necessarily affect anything though, because you see Penske, they run all kinds of different manufacturers all throughout what Penske does. So same thing with Andretti. You've seen Andretti run all kinds of different manufacturers and what they do over there on their deal. So I don't know if that would necessarily play into it or not. It's like the F1 deal. I think they're just trying to run whatever they run over there. Odd start time for trucks on Friday night at 5:30. Yeah, Pocono sticks to a old school schedule. Like the race today is going to start at 2:30. That's a little bit of an old school thing as well. I think it was because Pocono is sans lights. That could play into it as well, Glock. Good point. Is Pocono about ready for a repave, says Jamie Schweitzer? I have no idea. The only thing I really like, the only real fun fact I know about Pocono is they are the sister track, the same management organization group that owns Pocono, owns South Boston as well. So that was interesting. William Byron will win today, says Gary Hobbs. Yeah, William Byron up there. So don't sleep on William Byron, Fast Willie B. He's got to be definitely a good pick. Dirtbag Denny. Sorry, BB. It just has a nice sound to it, says Craig Sowers. Yeah, Denny Hamlin, not everybody's favorite driver for sure. I like him, but I know a lot of people don't. You see Land's video about Deegan and IndyCar. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that Haley Deegan's going to IndyCar. Some people saying that she's already been fitted for a seat by Andretti Autosport. 100%. Let's see. BB, can you do the Dan Patrick look when he interviews a guest? Not necessarily. I don't know. I don't necessarily know what that is, but he's probably the best interviewer. He's probably the best interviewer of all time, or one of them. I'm not going to say best interviewer. He's probably the best sports interviewer of all time. Like back in the day when ESPN the magazine, I think, was a thing. The last page of ESPN the magazine was Dan Patrick interviewing guys, and from there he just got better. He's one of the better interviewers for sure. And if you ever need to interview somebody, he's got a spiel on how to interview people that was pretty good. So yeah, Dan Patrick, one of a kind when it comes to interviews. Also, it's probably one of his stronger talents, other than just being a talking hairdo. I just started watching. It sucked. What happened to your car at Sobo, BB? Hello, all, says Camaro 50. Yeah. So if you want to see our, South Boston race, the full race probably for us was under 10 seconds. So that was it. We didn't even make the first lap before we got taken out by future Xfinity's driver Max Reeves, who sucks ass. Big Hat Billy says Glockopus, so he's going with Billy Big Hat there. I have Elliott Larson, Byron Hamlin, and Truex Jr. I have Blaney on the garage for my fantasy lineup. Looks like pretty solid lineup there, Glen Park. I like it. I like it a lot. He Who, what's up? Camaro 50, apparently it wasn't just BB's team. It was many, allegedly. Yeah. If Max Reeves had taken out 4 more cars, he would have won that race. Unfortunately, he couldn't catch one of them. Let's see. Zane Smith, despite having the fastest car on the racetrack. Earth 2, Zane Smith wins the day, says Jamie Schweitzer, and didn't have a freaking clue what to do with it. But I digress. Let's see. Hit the like button, folks, says Jamie Schweitzer. Earth 2, Zane Smith wins today, says Jamie Schweitzer. So he's got Zane Smith there on Earth 2. I'm going to stick with the 44 car of Yaley on Earth 2, but we will see. We will see how that Earth 2 battle plays out. Ford is having a disvisionary tactic just to keep everybody. Says Baron von Weebs. Yeah, we will see what happens with Ford. They seem to be their drivers seem to be under fire more than anybody else's. They're getting plucked left and right, which brings you back to the F1 money. Did they spend more in F1 than they were planning on? We will see. Look up an interview on Dan Patrick Show YouTube. Says in between the lanes. I remember. Excuse me. I remember the 1995 resave when Mark Martin set the record of the time. 2011 was the last repave. Says Wilford. So 2011 was the last time it got repaved. Ty Gibbs gets his first win. I'm with you, Wilford. That's who I'm picking as well. I should develop us an Earth 2 fantasy site, says Glocktopus. I tell you what, you can probably just, if you can add another folder or something in the Discord, that would probably be, yeah, a fantasy site would be amazing. Actually, that would be pretty cool. I was giving B hell on Discord and missing this one. BB one lap wonder says T Van. Yeah, I mean we won a race there, so I don't know about the one lap wonder. But let's see. This year we won a race there. I meant. Guessing we probably had a good chance of winning that one if Captain Dickhead didn't take us out. Guessing my guess is Deacon to the 00 in 2025 with a Monster Energy drink, switching flavors every race, says Baron Von Weebs. I'm with you, my friend. I think she's going to be racing for Haas in the Xfinity Series as well. That's my thoughts. I agree with you 100% there, Baron. But we'll see what happens. It's just a guess. BB, I'm going to eat bologna burgers shirtless today and rub my chest, lettuce, and watch all your videos on mute during the race to make my race even spicier, says John P. Much appreciated, John P. That is an excellent visual and much appreciated. I'll be thinking about that all race, my friend. Thank you for your dedication. What time and channel for the race, says like dislike. That's is this a USA race? I think this is on USA, but I'm not 100% sure. And I know the race starts at 2:30, so the coverage will probably start at maybe 2. But 2:30 is the drop of the green flag, I want to say. In between lanes, on Johnny on the spot there. 2:30 USA Network says in between the lanes. John P. Laughing my butt off, says Glock. Yeah, that was pretty good, John. 2:30 Eastern time on USA, says Camaro 50. What was the big news Austin Dillon referred to? Do we know yet, says Jamie Schweitzer? As of yet, we don't know. We haven't seen the big news just yet. I would assume Keith Rodden is just holding the spot that Andy Petrie left until somebody else gets there. I feel like that's going to be one of the big shoes to drop. And then we will see what happens from there. Right after IMSA, says in between the lanes, I predict the winner will have a 4, either Byron, Ty, or Josh. That's not a bad pick there. I like all those picks. My heart wants Barry, and brain figures it'll be the 24, but my gut says Gibbs. Yeah, I'm going with Ty Gibbs myself there, but I like those other 2 picks. Josh Berry will be a good wild card pick, I think, for sure. Wild card, Deegan goes to front row, says Wilford. Oh my God. Could you imagine the meltdown if Haley Deegan went to Cup? Oh my God, people would go crazy. What will Truex say about retiring today in Victory Lane? Oh, that's a good question. Truex, I like your pick for Truex winning there, but yeah, if he did win, would he open up and say something about it being his retirement year? Usually pretty tight-lipped and doesn't reveal too much about his feelings and stuff like that. But I wonder if he wins this year, will he say more than he normally says? I wonder about Ford's racing focus this week. Head of Ford and Americans needs to start loving smaller. Said Americans need to start loving smaller vehicles in an interview, says Bruce Garvey. He did say that, but he was referring to electric cars. So he was halfway there. He was so close. He was halfway there, but then he went to the electric vehicle side of it. And I only say that I don't have anything against electric vehicles. I'm just telling you, obviously, if you look at the numbers, they're not selling well, so Americans don't want them. Thanks in between says I like dislike. Deegan has had plenty of chances. She's no good. Like Landon Huff. Oh God, double shot here. Thomas Haywood's taking a shot at Deegan and Landon Huffman. So there you go. He's not a fan of either of those drivers. Anytime like dislike says in between the lanes. Big news at RCR. They will ruin 8 spark plugs instead of 7, says Wilfred J. Wow. Wow. People catching strays here. If Haley Deegan goes to the 00 in Xfinity, can we say she has no more excuses, says Joseph Wooten? Here's the deal with Haley Deegan. She's much like any other polarizing driver. Some people, it doesn't matter what she does, they're not going to like her, and some people, it doesn't matter what she does, they're just going to like her, and that's just the way Haley Deegan's career is going to be from here on out. Let's see. Uh, so to my point there, Joseph, there's going to be one group that never gives her any excuses, and there's going to be one group that always has excuses for her until she does well. Nathan, what's up, my friend? Good to see you on here. Will the winner's name be either Tyler, Chase, or Kyle? That's probably a good bet there as well. Come visit Mayetta, New Jersey. I'm a legend. I'm a legend. That's what Martin Triggs Jr. will say in Victory Lane for sure. Two THR 3 FRM car, says Nathan. You skipped my comment, BB, says T Van. I don't know which one I skipped. Let's see here. Gina Allison saying Rowdy for the win there. Yeah, this is statistically one of Rowdy's better tracks for sure. Which one did I skip, T Van? Damn, I was giving B hell on Discord and missing this one. BB, the one lap wonder. I didn't skip it. That's the last one you posted. I read that one earlier. I remember reading that one for sure. So let's see here. But not in the RCR car, says Gina. Yeah, he's not happy with his car today. So I wouldn't hold out hope that he does well today. Statistically, by the numbers, and given what he said about the car, Denny Hamlin, statistically by the numbers, going to be your favorite here today. But I'm picking Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs gets the win, and I think Rowdy has a chance to get in the top 10 though. So I never sleep on Rowdy. The longer the race goes, the more opportunities he has to give feedback to the crew to work on that car, the better he can get. Digging the Cup, funding a fan base in NASCAR, would like to have a race, says Wilford. Oh, I think a lot of teams would love to have Haley Deegan in the Cup Series. I just think she knows she's not ready yet. Also, Martin Trix Jr. will say, I want to go fishing with me. I would, says in between the lanes. Yeah, I think a lot of people would like to go fishing with Martin Trix Jr. You'd probably learn a lot. Who's in the number 3? Who's in the third Front Row Motorsports car? Says Nathan. That's a good question. I would lean toward Riley Herbst. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that, but I think Riley Herbst in that third car would probably be a pretty good fit. But it's wide open, and we're gonna have to see what happens. I wouldn't sleep on Eric Jones. Maybe they lure Eric Jones over there. I think that'd be a pretty stout lineup if they could get him with Noah and Pickle Todd. That would be a pretty stout lineup. Eric Jones, Pickle Todd, and Noah. That would be pretty epic over there. They qualified at 188 miles per hour in Iowa this week. That is why if Deegan goes to IndyCar, she needs to do at least 1 year of Indy Lights. So yeah, that's I think that's what David Land was talking about. She was getting seated in Indy Lights cars. I don't think you can go straight to IndyCar without. I don't think they'll let you go straight to IndyCar. I think they'll make you do one, at least a few races in lights. I think Jimmy Johnson was an exception because he had 7 championships. Haley could start Haley Deegan Racing, Monster Energy, all-female pit crew episode of Bachelor to find the driver, says Doug Bowers. Gina Allison saying exactly about Rowdy. Yeah, never sleep on him. He's the longer the race goes on, the more adjustments he can make. I think he can get that thing up there in the top 10 by the time it's said and done. If he doesn't have bad luck, I know a lot of people are critical of the RCR equipment, but you got to admit the dude's had some of the worst luck this year as well to go along with that. Let's see. I was just giving you hell, says T Van. I appreciate you, T Van. I went up there and read them anyway, though. Freaking Deegan to sign with the Hooters 45 Cup starts as an open car. Still keeping a rookie status, says Baron Von Weebs. We'll see. I think Hooters is in trouble, so I don't know that we'll see them sponsoring anything next year, but hopefully they bounce back because usually they got some of the best paint schemes in the garage. Truex was last. Fishing tuna off the New Jersey shore, says Robin Marks. Indeed, he was trying to get the big ones because he has to throw the small ones back. I saw that on the Dale Jr. download. Austin Dillon, because of regulations or something up there. Austin Dillon was smart to get Childress to bring Kyle to RCR, says Thomas Haywood. For sure, for sure. Uh, Shout out to David Land, says in between lanes. Yeah, David Land does a great job on IndyCar coverage. I can't even name another YouTuber who does exclusively IndyCar coverage. I know Breakhard. He mixes in IndyCar coverage with his stuff as well. Those are really the only two that I can think of. Not that I've really searched out for any either, because after I found David Land, I was like, he pretty much covers it, so I'll just watch his stuff. Let's see. Gosh, who would want to go to Legacy Motor Club? Some rides you don't buy, says Wilfred J. That right now, I 100% would agree with you. That's why I say, man, if I'm Eric Jones and that one of those cars over there at Front Row Motorsports opens up, dude, I'm out. Like I'm gone. You can be as loyal as you want to, but you got to have some. You got to realize at some point, Legacy. I think Legacy might eventually get to a good spot, but it's going to be a couple years before they figure out what they're doing over there. Who was in the 50 for 2311, says Nathan. According to Bob Pockrass, it's going to be Corey Heim, but I don't know if that's going to be next year or the year after that. So that's a tough call. But Bob Pockrass seems pretty confident that it's going to be Corey Heim. So and he thinks that it's going to be like in 2 years or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know. We know for sure. I think what Bob Pockrass was referring to is next year. Like Martin Truex is going to run the 50 a little bit, and then Corey Heim will run the 50 a little bit. So it's sort of like a Mark Martin situation when he was splitting time with maybe Eric Almirola or somebody like that. One of those situations. Who did he split time with in the 5 car? Oh man, God, that's been a long time. Was it Casey Mears that he split time with? I can't remember. It's been a long time. Wouldn't mind seeing Riley Herbs take his money to Ryan Sieg Racing. Says like this like shout out to Breakhard, says in between the lanes. Agree with Robin Marks. Truex likes him some monstrous slubs. Says Brickyard Brickhead. At least Hooters got a win at Texas before the endorsement checks started bouncing, says Camaro 50. That is true. That is true. I think MJ is getting tired of Bubba. I wish KB had that equipment, says Jenna. Uh, yeah, there's a theory floating out there. There's the one thing I don't think he'll ever get rid of him, at least in the immediate future. Bubba just brings in so much sponsorship money that he funds that whole deal over there. But he has this year has been a step back compared to last year. Last year he finished top 10 in points. This year has been a step back from last year. I think that's 100% factually proved by statistics. Let's see. Haley Deegan to front row. Why not? We have already had one surprise with Rodney going to Spire Motorsports. I mean, that is like I said. I don't discount anything. I'm not discounting anything. I'm just giving my opinion on who I think will go where. So this has been a wild, silly season. So I'm not discounting anything at all. Hooter scheme was a good looking car this year. Yeah, Hooters always does a great job on the schemes, and I think Ryan Williams does. If I'm not mistaken, I might be totally mistaken, but I think Ryan Williams does all those. I think, or maybe he just does the t-shirts. I don't know. On a more serious note, we got Pocono today. Says Tug Bowers for sure. So why such a tight lid on Trackhouse's third car or charter? Says Wilford, I don't think it's really a tight lid. I think it's going to be SVG, and all the people saying Zane Smith's going to the Front Row Motorsports. I think they're wrong. I think Zane Smith is going to Colleague, and he's going to race in that 16 car. Basically the same way they did the 71 car this year over there at Spire. So I think, I think to me that's what's going to go down. Yes, Kyle Busch in that 23, 4 wins already, says Thomas Haywood. NASCAR to buy the 00 charter, 4 females to drive, sponsored by Hooters, says Baron Von Weebs. So he is on board with an all female Hooters team. So why such a tight lid on the Trackhouse third car charter? I don't think it's a tight lid. To be totally honest with you, like I said just a second ago, I think it's going to be SVG over there for Trackhouse on the Cup Series, and I think it's going to be Zane Smith. Trackhouse is going to rent that one out to a colleague, and that's going to be the deal on that. Martin Truex Jr. 67 Daytona. Charlie 2, I think. Says Nathan, will which driver will be regular season points champion? BB. I'm gonna go with Kyle Larson. He's been the like everybody acts like it's I don't know. Whenever you get the points lead for whatever reason, you start having bad luck. This season, the regular season points lead, but even with the bad luck, Kyle Larson has managed to maintain it. Although Denny Hamlin is probably going to take a bite out of those points here today. He's where's Hamlin? He's like third or fourth in points right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It was 26 years ago at Pocono that Bobby Allison had his wreck. One of the worst ever saw, says Bruce Garvey. That was a rough one for sure. BB, I like your show. You could do this full time, says Thomas Haywood. I appreciate you, man. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Martin Truex Jr. To Trucks for the championship. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool for sure. 2021 Bristol Dirt winner in trucks. Martin Truex Jr. says in between the lanes. Yeah, so there you go. He's had I think he's had only a handful of truck starts. So I want to say he's had less than 5 truck starts and already has 1 win. So good on him for that. All right. Looks like we've reached the end of the chat. So I'll check you guys on the post race. And then after that, we will we'll see. So good luck to your driver. I hope he wins. The poll question, 50% saying Chevrolet, 32% saying Toyota, and 18% says Ford. All right. Check you guys after the race. Good luck. Peace.